Good evening. This is the state of business on our television. I'm Indivari Amuatta. Here's a look at tonight's headlines first. First interim COPE report on 8th Parliament released. Supreme Court says VAT amendment bill null and void. A look at tonight's news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena says he is determined to call for regional cooperation for the prevention of drugs and narcotics smuggling. The president said he would make the call for such cooperation at the next SAARC summit. President said this when the Chief of Air Staff of Pakistan Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Sohail Aman, called on the president at the official residence in Colombo today. The president thanked Pakistan for continuous assistance given to Sri Lanka for training of security forces personnel. He also expressed appreciation over Pakistan's support to Sri Lanka at international fora. Meanwhile, President Sirisena conveyed his condolences over the death of more than 55 civilians in a terrorist attack in the Balochistan provincial capital, Quetta, on Sunday. And Speaker of the Parliament, Karu Jayasuriya, informed the House today that the Supreme Court has decided not to consider the Value-Added Tax Amendment Bill. The Supreme Court has ruled that due process had not been followed in presenting the VAT Amendment Bill to Parliament. The Speaker said that the Supreme Court had not given a ruling on the constitutionality of the bill as it had not been presented in conformity with Article 152 of the Constitution, which requires Cabinet sanction. And the Committee on Public Enterprises of the 8th Parliament released its first interim report to Parliament this afternoon. COPE has examined 19 state-owned institutions in preparing the report. The Committee on Public Enterprises for the first session of the 8th Parliament was approved in November last year with 24 parliamentarians. It has 22 members at present.
මේක පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ඉදිරිපත් කරාට පස්සේ දැන් මේක පබ්ලික් ඩොකියුමන්ට් එකක්. මේක මහ ජනතාව පරිහරණය කරන ලේඛනයක්. අපේ ඉලක්කය තමයි කැඳවන ආයතන සඳහා වෙන වෙනම වාර්තා ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම දක්වා අපි මේ කාර්ක සභාවේ කටයුතු සංවර්ධනය කිරීම. මේකේ හැම කාරණාවම බරපතලයි. මේකේ හැම වචනයක්ම බරපතලයි. මේකේ ඔබ මගෙන් අහුවොත් මොන ඉලක්කමද ලොකු ඉලක්කම කියලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට හැම රුපියලක්ම වටිනවා. මොකද මේ හැම රුපියලක්ම අපේ රටේ ජනතාවගේ බදු මුදල්. මහජන මුදල්.
The Pivituru Hetak National Movement says it will stand against any moves to bring in industries that are harmful to the country in the creation of mega cities. Venerable Athureli Ratanathera said that the government should support the establishment of industries that promote local resources and empower Sri Lankan people. The Thera expressed these views at the launch of the National Consumer Network in Colombo today.
මං ගැන අහන්න එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් මාධ්‍යවල අහනවා මේ නිහඬද කියලා. රට දැන් විනාශ වෙන්න යන්නේ මහා විශාල ප්‍රශ්නයක්. කෝ කතා කරපුවා කෝ නැද්ද කියලා. අපි කියන්න කැමති මේ රටේ ඕනම භයානක ප්‍රශ්නයකදී අපි මැදිහත් වෙනවා. මේ ආණ්ඩුව පරිවර්තනය කර වගේම ජනතාවට හානිකර දෙයක් වෙනවා නම් ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඕනම මොහොතක අපි තීරණාත්මකව මැදිහත් වෙලා ඒක වෙනස් කරන්න කැප වෙන බව මම මේ අවස්ථාවේදී කියන්න කැමතියි. සමහර අය කතා කරනවා මේක මහ යෝධ නගර කරන්න ඕන. මේක කර්මාන්ත ගෙන්නන්න ඕන සේරම ලෝකේ තියෙන. අපි කියනවා මේ ආණ්ඩුව පරිවර්තනය කිරීමට අපි දායක වුණා. ඒ නිසා පරිසර විරෝධී රටට අහිතකර කර්මාන්ත ගේනව නම් ඔබත් සමග අපි එකතු වෙලා එවැනි කර්මාන්ත අපි නැවැත්විය යුතුයි. මේ රටට ගෙන්නන්න ඕන, මේ රටේ ප්‍රමුඛතාවය දෙන්න ඕන, මේ රටේ සම්පත් වලින් කරන නිෂ්පාදන වලට ප්‍රමුඛතාවය දෙන්න ඕන.
We take a short break. We'll be back with more on the other side of this break. Welcome back. The central bank said today that Sri Lanka's external sector showed mixed performance during May this year, with the trade deficit widening, tourist earnings continuing to grow and workers' remittances increasing. The trade deficit has widened on account of declined export earnings, mainly due to subdued performance in exports of tea, rubber products, textile and garments, amidst the marginal growth in import expenditure on a year-on-year basis. The country's deficit in the trade account in May expanded to $814 million from $703 million in May 2015. Export earnings dropped 12% year-on-year in May this year to $776 million, reflecting contractions in all major categories of exports. Export earnings from tea dropped by a substantial 27.1% in May to earn $90.2 million. Average export price of tea had decreased by 5.3% to $4.24 per kilogram, while the export volume decreased by 23% to 21.26 million kilograms. Earnings from textile and garment, the main export products of Sri Lanka, also declined in May to earn $374.7 million, a drop of 4.6%. Expenditure on imports grew marginally by 0.3% to $1.59 billion in May compared to $1.58 billion in May 2015. This growth was largely contributed by the significant increase registered in import expenditure on investment goods. Meanwhile, cumulative earnings from exports during the first 5 months of 2016 contracted by 6% year-on-year to $4.2 billion. Expenditure on imports during the first 5 months of 2016 contracted by 2.8% to $7.6 billion, mainly due to the declines recorded in fuel, transport equipment and rice imports. The cumulative trade deficit during the first 5 months of this year thereby increased 1.4% to $3.4 billion. The National Trade Portals and Single Windows Best Practices Forum, organized by USAID in conjunction with the U.S. Department of State, began in Colombo this morning. A number of sessions will be held during the two-day forum to discuss the importance of trade portals and single windows. Organizers said customs and trade officials and travel sector representatives from neighboring Asian countries are participating in the forum. This program is related to USAID's support to Sri Lanka in improving trade relations with Asian neighbors.
We did link up with this high-tech single window program, thus facilitating the export and the import process in Sri Lanka. The program implemented in January this year provides public and private sector institutions involved in imports and exports to lodge information with the single body to fulfill all import-export related regulations and regulatory requirements. It was a challenging task to implement the process, and I'm sure even the critics are convinced that the progress has been made. We are on the threshold of entering into comprehensive trade economic agreements between India, China, and other countries. Such bilateral agreements will almost certainly increase regional connectivity and trade.
I believe that countries in this region can also give themselves a competitive edge by establishing clear and consistent policies in all areas of the economy. Policy clarity and policy consistency helps to level the playing field. It fosters transparency and it provides predictability. All of these signal to the investor community that you are open for business and will attract foreign and domestic investors looking for the best places to invest their money and share their knowledge.
I'll be back with Stock Watch after this break. Welcome back. Market ended the day in green as selective buying on blue chip counters backed the indices to close in positive territory. Turnover surpassed the daily average amount as overall investor activity was witnessed on the bourse. The All Share Price Index gained 3.18 to close trading at 6,510, while the S&P SL20 Index gained 15.13 to close trading at 3,546.52. Turnover for the day amounted to 940.2 million rupees, with 32 million shares trading hands. The top contributor to turnover was Texter Jersey with 189.1 million rupees, followed by JKH with 109 million rupees, Axis Engineering 86 million rupees, Chevron Lubricants 83 million rupees and Distilleries making a contribution of 68 million rupees. Offshore buying was seen on Distilleries, John Kears Holdings and Texter Jersey. Foreign inflows amounted to 410 million rupees while foreign outflows totaled 158 million rupees during today's market session. Here's a look at the day's foreign currency rates now. That's all from the newsroom for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Good night.